Thursday, 11th of April, 2024. Just finished work at the gym, or in the gym car park, about to go and get changed and go and train. So, not to like one of these vlogs in age, jump on one of these and do like a what's going on kind of vibe. Need to kind of update you since I've got back, what's been going on. But yeah, gonna go and meet Jake. He's a trainer at David Lloyd in Bolton with me, but he's moved to Manchester. So, he no longer trains there, so I don't see him as often. So gonna train with him here at Trafford. So gonna go and train with him here. And then this, at some point, hopefully this year, will become my home gym. Try and move to Manchester at some point this year. Whether that happens is a different story, because I've got so many trips booked and stuff. So don't know if that will happen, but it's kind of like a massive personal goal of mine for this year. Jump in, go train. I'm on phone at the minute, so apologies if the quality isn't great. We'll jump into this one, see where it takes us. Newcastle the weekend, so let's probably film parts of that. That'll be part of this one. Go to Newcastle game, meeting up with Damien, meeting up with George. Should be a good weekend. And yeah, keep you guys sort of updated what's been going on since I come back, because it's been probably 2-3 weeks since I came back. 3-4 weeks, I can't remember now. It's probably like 3.5 weeks since I came back. I never did like a back from travelling kind of vlog, so I need to film some stuff, kind of like catch up what's been going on, my thoughts on my trip and stuff like that, and being back in the UK. But first, let's go and train. I'm doing upper, not sure what Jake's doing. So yeah, let's rock 'em.
I better find your loving, I better find your heart. I better find your loving, I better find your heart. I better find your loving, I better find your heart. I better find, give all my love, and nothing's gonna tear us apart. My love, and nothing's gonna, I better find your love. All my love, and nothing's gonna, I better find your heart. All my love, and nothing's gonna, better find, give all my love, and nothing's gonna tear us apart. My love, and nothing's gonna, I better find your love. All my love, and nothing's gonna, better find your heart. All my love, and nothing's gonna, I better find your love. All my love, I better find your loving, I better find your heart.
Morning, it's Saturday in Newcastle. So it's been a busy, interesting 24 hours, or 40 hours. Obviously, I think start the video with me and Jake at David Lloyd Trafford having a session together. It was a very good session on Thursday. Yeah, it was good. Good to see Jake. Not seen him in like 4.5 months, obviously because I'm travelling. So, and he doesn't train at the same gym as me anymore. So haven't bumped into him since I came back. So we had a little session. It was good, really good session. He's not training much because he's doing an Ironman. He's training a lot for the Ironman, so he's doing a lot of cardio stuff. He's doing the Ironman in June, I think. So he's not been doing much strength training. So for him, it was a bit of a sort of a bonus session to keep his strength. Although he's looking very lean because obviously he's in full training for the Ironman. Then yesterday, drove to Newcastle. I didn't have time to film on Thursday to pack, and then obviously had work yesterday. Drove to Newcastle, and me and Damien went out. I'm currently sat in our hotel. Damien's just getting ready. Drove to Newcastle, went out, very quiet, like ridiculously quiet for Friday night in Newcastle. Like it was almost, yeah, too quiet, too quiet. But stayed out for a bit, and then issue with my car. So basically the key stopped working. So I've literally driven everywhere this week. Driven to like Lancashire a couple of times, like Nelson area, and then been in Warrington for like 3 days. Then driven up to Newcastle, had no issues. Then drove from my hotel to Newcastle city centre, had no issues. And then went back to my car at 2:30 in the morning, and or 2 AM, and tried to open the car, and my car wouldn't open. We tried, pressed the button as many times as physically possible. It wouldn't work. And then I tried to open the car with my key, and it wouldn't work. So we were stranded in the middle of Newcastle at 2 AM. Waited for a recovery vehicle to pick us up, to take us back to the hotel, and didn't arrive at 4 o'clock. By the time it arrived, it was like 5 AM. So not very happy, but it is what it is. Drops us home, and then went to bed at the ungodly hour of like 5:30, and then had to be up at 8:30 AM for a call because I need to get basically the lock changed to be able to get in my car to drive home. So the locksmith's coming out. And then to add more insult to injury, they put the wrong postcode for the locksmith to drive to. They gave a Birmingham address instead of a Newcastle address. So yeah, this locksmith obviously didn't turn up at 8:30. So the locksmith is now going to come this afternoon I'm going to the Newcastle game. So the main reason I came was to go to the Newcastle game. I'm going to watch them play Tottenham Hotspur. I want to go and watch the game because, like, for me, going to St James's Park has always been a bucket list. I'm not a huge football fan, but I've always wanted to go to St James's Park. I've always thought it's just been an amazing stadium, and like Geordies love their football. It's a massive part of the Geordie life, or even living in Newcastle. So, and I think most of the time the stadium does sort of sell out. So, and especially a game like today, like Newcastle versus Tottenham, what a game that's probably has the potential to be. So, gonna go to that this afternoon. So I'm gonna get Damien's gonna drop me in the city centre because to add even more insult to injury, the metro isn't working. There's maintenance issues. They've got rail replacement buses, but I'm not gonna get there in time. So Damien's kindly going to drop me off in the city centre. So that's the plan. So next scenes will be at Newcastle City Centre and St James's Park. I'm going with John. John, I think, has been on a couple of my videos. So yeah, we're going to watch it. He's a Newcastle supporter, so looking forward to it. So next scenes will be St James's Park or somewhere in Newcastle. Catch you in a bit. Right, Saturday evening, we're united with Damien.
Hi. I was going to say hi, but you didn't say hi. But there you go.
So, me and Damien heading out. But what about today? So, Newcastle game, so good. Possibly top 2 or 3 matches I've ever been to in football. Like, it was incredible. So I'm lying down against the bed and I'm tired. Yeah, like, the atmosphere at St James's Park, absolutely incredible. Newcastle beat Tottenham 4-0. Fantastic game. We got really lucky with the tickets and to be able to see a great game. We were like maybe like 6 or 7 rows from the pitch. Fantastic view. All the way by the corner flag, which probably you guys have probably just seen. So yeah, all in all, a really good day. Like the noise at the start of the game when the players ran out, absolutely deafening. Incredible sound. So yeah, bucket list time ticked off. St James's Park ticked off. And a great game to go and watch. So yeah, like very decent afternoon. Then got a bus back. My car is sorted. I have an open/working car again. So they sorted out whilst it was the football, which is fantastic. And then went for a haircut and then came back and slept. And now it's like 9 o'clock and me and Damien are gonna head out. Newcastle, night 2. Damien, you excited?
Indescribably.
You can tell how excited he is. I'm excited, hence why I'm lying half asleep on the bed. But we'll see what tonight brings. This could be on like last night on Newcastle for a while, reason. So I think we're gonna go out and have a good time, have fun, and enjoy it. So catch you guys probably in the morning. Yeah, Newcastle round 2. Let's go. How was last night? How was last night?
It was fun. Enjoyable. How about you, Satchel?
It was okay. It was decent. I think we went to some better places this time. Usually, I think like we've been going to probably not the best place in Newcastle, but I think like last night we went to some decent places. All by one. Revs to Cuba. And what's that place? Jaluba?
What? Jalu.
I like Jalu. Part of the music.
I've been scrolling through my WhatsApp and I've got a point you're contacting called Jalu, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I genuinely can't remember speaking to this person. But there you go.
Rate it on all Newcastle nights. I think it's quite highway for me.
What's that?
Last night, I think it hits quite highway.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit nice.
Yeah. Right, we're going to eat our spoons brekkie. So I'll catch you shortly. I'm going to head to Whitley Bay, I think, after. Catch you shortly. Right, arrived at Whitley Bay. Got an ice cream. We got Whitley Wonder, which is like Candy Voss, and Battenberg cake, and then like blue sherbet kind of topping. Just by the waterfront. Beautiful day. Just wish a bit more sunnier, but still, it's nice. Right, I'm gonna eat this, and I'm gonna keep walking that way. Let's go.
Welcome back. A new report has found that drug shortages are a new normal in the UK and warns that the situation is being made worse by Brexit. Research by the think tank Nuffield Trust shows medicine shortages more than doubled between 2020 and 2023. These include antibiotics and drugs for ADHD, epilepsy and type 2 diabetes. Pharmacy bosses say patients' lives are at risk and the government's being urged to carry out a review of the supply chain. Joining me now is pharmacist Sachin Govind. Thank you so much for joining me. So tell me what it's like on a day-to-day basis going about your business as a pharmacist when shortages have become the new normal.
Hi Vanessa, thanks for having me. Yes, life in a pharmacy is very difficult at the minute with these drug shortages. I'm increasingly seeing lots of medications going in and out of stock very quickly, and I think it's very frustrating, and it's across a wide range of medications. It's not limited to, say, one area. And I've definitely noticed in the last even the last 6 months, especially, incredibly difficult with, like I said, more and more these drugs going out of stock. We're owing patients more and more items. And yeah, it's increasingly difficult when patients are asking us about medications, when they're going to come into stock. Do we know when they're going to be? How long am I going to have to wait? And I basically can't give a definitive answer. So it's very frustrating for me. Very frustrating for patients because obviously they need this medication. It's in some cases essential life-saving treatment, and when they can't get hold of it, obviously affects potentially the health condition they're dealing with, and obviously it causes them a lot of pain, a lot of hassle. They have to go back to doctors potentially, or keep popping into the pharmacy, and in some cases actually missing doses because we can't get the medication in stock in time for them to use.
So in practice, you know, when you're prescribed antibiotic, it's because the doctor fears that without them you'll get sicker and, you know, maybe have to be hospitalised and, you know, you need them to fight the infection. It's important. And if you can't get them, what in practice happens? You can't just say to the patient, sorry, we haven't got any by. They have to get them from somewhere, don't they? So do you begin a process of phoning around the country to try to get them, or what happens in reality?
So typically what we try and do is we obviously have a range of suppliers that we'll use, and we have various software that enables us to see if that if either of those manufacturers or companies can supply those medications. The second option we present to patients is can they visit another pharmacy? Sometimes you might have an odd box in a different pharmacy that may be available. So we encourage patients to potentially go visit a different pharmacy in the area if they obviously are able to drive to get there, and see if they can obtain it from there. Or the third option, which is increasingly becoming more common, is I have to refer them back to the doctor or the prescriber, and they then communicate. And in some cases, the doctors will liaise with us in terms of what we have in stock and what we can supply. In some cases, it can just be a straight swap in terms of if we've got, say, a medication at 100 milligram and a medication at half the strength, they can potentially double up. But in some cases, it does mean that they switch to a drug in the same class of drugs, or in some cases, it means they completely switch to a drug that's in a different class of medication to help treat them or treat that issue. And that is the same with antibiotics and with other medications in different classes.
And is it, Sachin, is it a supply chain issue? And if it is, can it be solved or cleared up or made more efficient? Or is it something that's likely to get worse?
So I think there's a multitude of issues. And if I'm being honest, I don't see the situation improving quickly or anytime soon. I think there's a combination of, I've actually seen a number of drug suppliers or companies not operating anymore, or recently anyway, they've gone out of business, or they're not operating, or they're operating with a sort of a limited supply. I think Brexit hasn't helped. It's now more lucrative for drug companies to sell medications into Europe, in America, where they're making more money, and also the legislation is a lot easier to sort of supply drugs. In the UK, we have a very strict governance process. We have the MHRA, who helps with our governance and making sure that medicines are safe and are suitable in this country, which again is needed. We need that safety because our medications aren't sweet. You know, they can do good and bad to the body if used in the right or wrong way. But other countries in Europe, and of Europe especially, it is a lot easier to get those drugs to market. And then obviously the cost of materials have gone up. Obviously we've seen massive inflation sort of the last was pretty much since COVID. So obviously the cost of drugs has gone up. The cost of procuring ingredients for those drugs has gone up. So that makes life very difficult because obviously the cost of ingredients goes up, means the cost of drugs goes up. And in some cases, it's just not financially viable then to produce the drugs by the companies. And as such, it's not reaching the shelves for our patients.
All right, I'm going to leave it there, but thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
You're on my rounders team for summer. It's a home run.
Okay, that's a shot.
Right, how we doing? It's been a busy sort of 10 days. Choma Jake, Newcastle, a random appearance on Talk TV with Vanessa Feltz talking about medicine shortages, and Friday night we went to Manchester to a baseball bar, which you guys saw. It was really fun to do that for the first time. Never played baseball in my life. Or maybe I did it at school, but not like that kind of way. It's like a bar kind of vibe. And then yesterday, trained and went out a bit of Manchester, for a bit of Manchester, but wasn't that long. But anyway, that's kind of a bit of a round of the last 10 days. It's been a bit weird and crazy and doing a lot of stuff in 10 days. So was kind of wondering how to kind of play this video around, but I kind of just put what I've been doing out there and then, yeah, hope it kind of flows. Okay, I was meant to film this like 3 weeks ago, but it's been basically a month since I came back from the trip. Well, yeah, what an incredible trip it was. New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Taiwan. Just under 4 months, 8 weeks in New Zealand, 3.5 weeks in Australia, 2 and a bit weeks in Philippines, and 10 days in Taiwan. And what a trip. Memories that will live long, good times, met some cool people, and yeah, I'm actually like, I am glad to be back. It's obviously been a month, but obviously I'm recording this a bit late, but I am glad to be back. People have asked me, oh, like, how's it been? How's it been being back? And you know what, I love home, I love Manchester, and I genuinely think it's the best city in the world. Like, people think I'm delusional when I say that, but for me, like, it feels like home. And I'll be honest, like, after about 60, 70 days, like, I was ready to come home. I was ready to just work and be productive and be in one place. Like, traveling is amazing, and I say go out and travel because I've had the best experiences. I've met some incredible people, and it makes you think differently about life. At the same time, I love being at home. I love routine. I love going to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week. I love going out in Manchester. I love seeing my friends. So yeah, it's one of those where it's like, grass isn't always greener. Traveling's amazing, and I can't actively encourage people to just go out and travel as much as they can because it's, the world's an amazing place, but at the same time, it's also tiring, and you don't necessarily have those deep conversations, and you can't get into routine, and I can't train as often, and I like being productive. So for me, like, I need a bit of both. I need to work hard, like work stupid amount of hours, which I've been doing since I've pretty much come back, and then I need to go away and have fun. So for me, that's kind of way, like, I want to do it. To answer everyone's question, how are you feeling about being back again? I'm glad to be back. There's no place like Manchester. There's no place like home. Yeah, Manchester will always be my home. The UK will always be my home. I do want to drift to other areas of the world, which I'm going to probably talk about now. It's so good to be back, and yeah, see everyone. Good to catch up with everyone. So that's kind of a summary of my trip. My trip was incredible. So I think the plan is for the foreseeable is just be in the UK. I've got quite a few trips planned over the summer, so going to Europe a couple of times, an Ibiza trip, going down to Cornwall, and then my plan is hopefully to go to South Africa in December. But basically it's 18 months of work, and then my next big thing is I want to try and go to Australia and live there for 6 months. I don't know if it's possible, so I'm kind of like putting a rod for my own back. Is that the right term? I think that's the right term. I don't know if it'll happen. I'm someone who, when I say I'm going to do something, I will do it, or I've already done it. And for me, like I say, I do want to go to Australia and live in Sydney for 6 months. I want to go and do that at the end of next year, so that'll be sort of October 2025 to kind of like March 2026. So that's kind of like my plan, to work hard for the next sort of 16, 17, 18 months, and then go there and go and live there and build a life there for a bit, and then come back. I don't know, I went to Australia for the 3rd time, obviously on my trip, and for me it has just a special place in my heart. I don't know why. It's very similar to the UK. You've got massive cities, mega cities like Sydney, Melbourne, but I think Sydney in particular offers me something that like Manchester doesn't, like being outdoors, the national parks, the beaches. But at the same time, the UK offers me something that Australia doesn't have, which is home. It feels like home. You've got you up on your doorstep, you can get to most places pretty easily. So yeah, that's kind of like my plan. Obviously things change, and I don't want to say that's 100% plan, but that's kind of my plan. Obviously I'll have a better idea sort of at the start of next year whether it actually happen, but that's kind of my plan. I feel like if I don't do it, I'll regret it, and I'm still living. I'm all for working hard, but at the same time, you've got to live life, and for me, there's something about Australia and something about Sydney that I'm drawn to. Yeah, hopefully I can try and get that sorted next year and go live there for 6 months, get a job out there, etc. So I'm kind of doing what I don't usually do, which is like setting my intention and saying what I'm going to hopefully do, which I don't like doing. I'd rather say I'm doing it, but that's like my plan. Join me for the rest of the year. Well, I'll do all sorts of stuff. I'm going to talk about property, probably talking about trips, got all sorts planned. It's just, for me, my biggest problem is actually finding time to film. Weeks are so hectic. It's back to the old grind of leaving the house at 8, getting back at 9, being an absolute zombie in the week. So the only time I really get to film is weekends, and obviously I'm doing some of the weekends. Obviously need to have a social life, seeing my friends, etc. So yeah, that's kind of like the plan. Apart from that, not much else to say. I don't know where I want to take YouTube channel, because I've got a few ideas where I want to take it, but I do think I want to talk a bit more about self-development and a few more like niche topics. But I'm just enjoying creating, I'm enjoying the journey, I'm enjoying just documenting as I always do. And I'm excited to see where this kind of year progresses. Like, my YouTube channel has blown up a tiny bit. Obviously, there's been a couple of videos that have done really well. And I've just bought a drone. So this is the drone. Ooh, what's that colour? This is the drone. DJI Mini 4 Pro. So I'm hoping to take that on a few adventures, trying to just level up my content. I feel like it's become very stagnant, but I just want to level it up and see where I can take it. So that's an update. That's kind of like the updates. I will see you soon. I hope that's a good update, and catch you guys on the next video. I hope you enjoyed that random kind of bit of everything kind of vlog, but so is my life at the minute, just very random and spontaneous. So yeah, catch you guys in a bit.